Hey guys, Dr. Brown with Kubo Math, still on your favorite subject of fractions. So fractional coefficients. This is an Algebra 1 course, fractional coefficients. Hey, let's figure out how to get rid of them. So let's get after it. Okay, we have x minus 2 over 5 minus x minus 3 over 6 equals 3 over 10. Whoa. Okay. What to do here? Well, you've been studying least common multiples. As you've been doing this for a while, you'll know, oh, I know what the least common multiple is. You can get it pretty quick. But back in the day, we used to say, okay, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. That would be the multiples of 5. Then 6 would be 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36. 10 would be 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay, you look through here. Do I have a 10 over here? No. Do I have a 20 over here? I have a 20 here, but I don't have one there. Can't use that. 30, 30, 30. Hey, okay, my least common multiple is 30. That's the way we used to do it. Okay, but now you have different tools. Okay, you have, let's see, 5, 6, 10. All right, let's just start with 2. We're going to divide each of these numbers by 2 if it will divide evenly. If not, we just bring it down. Like the 2 won't go into 5 evenly, so we'll bring it down. 3 times 2 is 6. 5 times 2 is 10. Okay, now let's work with the 5s. 1 times 5 is 5. 3, bring it down because 5 won't divide into that. Okay, 1 times 5 is 5. Got it. So now let's get rid of the 3. Bring the 1 down. 1 times 3 is 3. Bring that 1 down. So now what do I have? 5 times, and bring the 1 over, by the way. If you'll get into this habit, put everything all the way down to 1 in everywhere. When you get to greatest common factors, all of your factors will be right here. And actually with least common multiples, all your factors you need to deal with are here. You don't have to grab anything else. You don't have to wonder anything about it. As I look through the textbooks, I really think they make it confusing for the children. Drive it to a 1. When they're in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th grades, they can figure this out and get a little bit quicker later, but do this now, okay? 5 times 2 is 10. 10 times 3, wow, 30. Same as what we just had, okay? So 5 times 2 is 10. 10 times 3, 30. Times 1, 30. All right. So we can take that 30, I can take now 30 over 1, and I'm going to multiply it by that. So I'm going to multiply 30 over 1 times everything. 30 over 1. Okay? Well, I can see 30 divided by 5 is 6. So this and this gives me 6. Now I have 6 times x minus 2. Whoa. Wipe that fraction out. Okay, 30 divided by 6 is 5. So that becomes a 5. Now I have 5 times x minus 3. Okay. 30 divided by 10 is 3. So this becomes a 3. 3 times 3 is 9. Now I need to use the distributive rule and distribute the 6 to the inside. 6 times x, 6x. 6 times a negative 2 is a negative 12. Minus, okay, I'm going to put a parentheses here because this is minus all of this stuff. So I don't want to lose this negative getting distributed. So for now, I'm going to set it outside. 5 times x is 5x. 5 times negative 3, negative 15. Okay? And that equals 9. Now then, I'm going to pull that So negative times a positive is a negative. Negative times negative is a positive. Okay. 6x minus 5x, I can simplify here, so I have x. A negative 12 plus 15 gives me a positive 3. Okay, so now x plus 3 equals 9. I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides. Oops, minus 3. So positive 3 minus 3, those cancel. X equals 6. Not so bad. Least common multiple, take that least common multiple over 1, multiply it to every term. Not so bad. Okay? Hopefully everybody has been studying, working as many problems as you can get your hands on. Okay, another one, 11 over 12 minus x minus 1 over 6 equals x plus 1 over 4. Well, you can immediately see 12 is our least common multiple, but in the sake of using the tools to figure that out, 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 2 is 6, 6 times 2 is 12. I'll stick with the 2's, okay, so 1 times 2 is 2. Can't divide by the 2 into 3 evenly, so I'll just bring the 3 down. 3 times 2 is 6. Now then, I'll work with the 3's, so bring the 1 down. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 3 is that 3, so bring a 1 over. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12, which is what, and you can see 6 going to 12 2 times, 4 going to 12 3 times. So I can use 12 as my common multiple. Well, what does that mean? I'm going to multiply everything by 12 over 1. I'm going to put a parentheses around that so I don't multiply it just by x. Okay. 12 over 1. I'll put a parentheses around that also. Okay, 12 divided by 12 is 1. 1 times 11 is 11. So I have 11 over 1, which is just 11, minus 12 divided by 6 is 2. So I have 2 times x minus 1. Okay, 12 divided by 4 is 3. 3 times x plus 1. Well, let's distribute these. So I have 11, okay, minus a negative 2 times x is negative 2x. In this case, we'll just go ahead and distribute the negative as we go. So negative 2 times x, negative 2x. Negative 2 times negative 1 is a positive 2. Negative times negative is positive. Okay, equals 3 times x is 3x. 3 times a positive 1 is plus 3. Well, let's see. We have 11 plus 2, that's 13, minus 2x equals 3x plus 3. I'm going to add 2x to this side, add 2x, and we'll add 2x to that side. So negative 2x plus 2x, those cancel. I'm left with 13 equals, see, 3x plus 2x was 5x plus the remaining 3 there. All right, I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides. That 3 cancels, so I have 10 equals 5x. Divide both sides by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 1 times x is x. 10 over 5 is 2. Okay, so again, we were able to get the least common multiple, multiply all the terms by that least common multiple over 1, and that wiped out the fraction. Left us with something simple to solve. Okay. All right, everybody do it with me. All right. My grandson sent me a picture of my great-granddaughter in the U.S. and they're watching, you know, I have this back problem, so I'm here in the Philippines and I've never been able to travel to see her. Would love to give her a big hug. So they watch videos of me, which I think is cool, so she can see great-grandpa. That's awesome. Okay, here we go. One more. 2 over 5 times x plus 1 over 10 equals 3 over 2x. 2 over 5x plus 110 equals 3 over 2x. Well, we can see 5 goes into 10, 2 goes into 10, so I think my least common multiple should be 10. But let's use the tool. 2, 5, and 10. Okay, let's pick the 2 first. 1 times 2 is 2. Bring the 5 down. 5 times 2 is 10. Okay, now I have some 5s. Let me get rid of them. Bring the 1 down. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 5 is that 5. Bring the 1 over. 5 times 2 is 10. Times 1 is 10. So my least common multiple is 10. All right. So let's multiply everything by 10 over 1. 10 over 1. And 10 over 1. Well, okay, 10 divided by 5 is 2. So this turns into 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times x is 4x. Okay, this one, don't get confused that this wipes out to 0, because it does not. You know, when you work with fractions, you have a over b times c over d. That's, you multiply the numerator, that's a times c divided by b times d. Well, it's the same situation here. I have 10 times 1 divided by 1 times 10. Well, what's 10 times 1? It's 10. 1 times 10 is 10. What's 10 divided by 10? 1. Don't think that just cancels, because it ends up being 1. Okay? All right, that equals 10 divided by 2 is 5. 5 times 3 is 15. Times x is 15x. Well, let me just subtract 4x from both sides. 4x minus 4x, those cancel. Leaves me 1 equals 11x. Divide both sides by 11. 11 over 11 cancels, or it's 1. 1 times x is x, and that's 1 over 11. So 1 over 11 equals x. Now, when I worked this the first time, I thought, that's a weird number. Is that correct? So let's write that over here, 1 over 11. Let's clean this up here. And let's plug that in and just see if it works. All right, 2/5 x plus 1 over 10. And that equals 3 over 2x. All right, so where there's an x, we're going to put 1 over 11. Okay, there's no x here, but there is here, so 1 over 11. Okay, so when we have fractions, and you're multiplying, I'm multiplying numerator and then multiplying denominators. 2 times 1 is 2. 5 times 11 is 55. Plus 1 over 10 equals 3 times 1 is 3. 2 times 11 is 22. What the heck is going on? Okay. All right, I have a 10, a 22, and a 55. Well, We have a tool to figure that out. What? Because now I'm trying to see if this side equals that side. I'm not trying to solve for x anymore. So let me get a least common multiple. Right now I have apples and oranges and bananas. I have, what's apple in Tagalog? Manzanas. So manzanas. I don't know what oranges is in Tagalog. Oranges. And bananas, which would be saging. I can't add those different things together, okay? So I need to get what? Common denominator. I have a tool to do that. 10, 22, 55. Well, all right, let me go with 2. 5 times 2 is 10. 11 times 2 is 22. Bring down the 55. I think I'm going to work with the 11 right now. Bring down the 5. 1 times 11 is 11. 5 times 11 is 55. Now I'll work with the 5. Oh yeah. 1 times 5 is 5. Bring the 5 or the 1 down. 1 times 5 is 5. Bring the 1 over. So now my common denominator. 5 times 2 is 10. 10 times 11 is 110. Times 1 is 110. Is that right? 11 times 10, bring the 0 down. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. 110. Okay. 110. So, same process as we did earlier. 110 over 1. But I have to multiply all terms this time. You know, this earlier we didn't have an x here, so why we didn't plug it in there. So now 110 over 1. All right. 110 divided by 55 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, now 110 divided by 10, that goes into 11. 11 times 1 is 11. Let's see here. 110 divided by 22 is 5. Is that right? 110 divided by 22. 5 times 2. 5 times 2 is 10. 5, 10, 11. Yes. So 5. 5 times 3 is 15. So this canceled to 5. 5 times 3 is 15. 4 plus 11, hey, 15 equals 15. So even though we had that answer where x equals 1 over 11 that I thought was a weird number, but it proved out to be that was correct. Okay, you can see how the value to using least common multiples, I mean, that's a big deal. So get comfortable using the least common multiples, changing that to where you can multiply that least common multiple over 1 with the various terms so as to get all the fractions out of there. Just eliminate it. And then you end up with something that's workable. Hopefully you enjoyed this and keep practicing. You have such a, with the internet, so many tools that are out there that will help you. Use it. Go out and grab some problems and work them. Work them and work them and work them and query the solution online. So, or, you know, message me. Well, there's other ways to just keep working, okay? All right, why are we doing this? Hey, we're trying to build a better tomorrow, and we're going to do that through math. Study, study, study. Okay, guys, that's all for now, and we'll talk to you next time. Thanks.